Tonight on NewsLink Indiana, an investigation is underway to determine what caused an aircraft to flip in Toronto. What we know so far.
Hundreds of federal employees are being fired in droves. See where latest layoffs are happening under Trump's administration.
And have a look at how Ivy Tech in Muncie brought an immersive learning experience about the Underground Railroad to its students.
And the cold isn't stopping at Ball State. Get some perspective from students who make it to and from class even in frigid temperatures.
We're tracking below zero wind chills. NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Local news about local people, live from Ball State Unified Media. You're watching NewsLink Indiana.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Sophie Schick.
And I'm Mira Bloomer.
The Delta Airlines flight that crashed in a Toronto airport has left multiple people injured.
Investigators are at the scene to learn who caused such a massive airplane to flip on its top and crash into the runway. Michael Yoshida has the latest on that investigation.
The National Transportation Safety Board of Canada is now leading the investigation into the runway crash at Toronto Pearson International Airport.
This would not be a time for us to have theory or to speculate on what caused the crash. We have a number of agencies that are here that are responsible for doing a thorough and full and complete investigation to determine all the causal factors.
While it's too early to determine a cause, Airport President Deborah Flint noted we saw unprecedented levels of snowfall from Thursday through Sunday.
In fact, it is more snow within that time window than we received in all of last winter.
Passengers described the chaotic moments when Delta Airlines Flight 4819 made its hard landing and flipping upside down.
It happened so quickly, right? There's this giant pop crack, it's this super loud bang.
Evacuees jumped several feet from the door frames onto the snow-covered ground as sprays of fire retardant rained overhead.
Everybody was just like, get out, get out, get out. We could smell jet fuel.
All 76 passengers and 4 crew aboard this jet survived, but at least 21 people were injured and 2 remained hospitalized as of Tuesday afternoon. Flint thanked first responders and flight attendants for preventing any loss of life.
The crew of Delta Flight 4819 heroically led passengers to safety, evacuating a jet that had overturned on the runway on landing that was amidst smoke and fire.
The National Transportation Safety Board in the U.S. is assisting in the investigation. In Toronto, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
This past weekend, over 700 federal employees were put out of a job. This comes as President Trump is fulfilling his promises to shrink the size of the federal government. The latest round of layoffs hit U.S. health agencies like the CDC, the FDA, and the NIH. Following those layoffs, the food chief at the Food and Drug Administration has resigned, citing a disagreement with the Trump administration's agenda. Jim Jones oversaw food safety and nutrition. He joined the FDA in September 2023 as the agency's first deputy commissioner for human foods.
A new Indiana bill could open doors for Hoosier prosecutors to charge anyone who undergoes or performs an abortion. House Bill 1334 was written by Representative Larissa Sweet and co-authored by Representatives Lindsey Patterson and Zach Payne. It calls for the definition of human being to be changed in criminal code and include the term unborn child. Hidden history is being brought to light at Ivy Tech Community College, where an exhibit is giving visitors a powerful look into the Underground Railroad and the journey to freedom.
And with help from Ball State University, this immersive experience is helping history come alive. NewsLink Indiana's Dima Robinson has the latest.
The Journey to Freedom exhibit showcases the stories of those who risked everything to escape slavery. The exhibit presents African American history in the U.S. with a special emphasis on the Underground Railroad in Indiana. With around 11 towering posters standing nearly 7 feet tall, the space visually walks visitors through the centuries of African American history. Photographs align with its respective era, while literature, files, documents, and autobiographies offer a deeper personal perspective. Ball State University students and faculty played a key role in bringing the exhibit to life, contributing research, design, and educational resources. Professor Beth Messner shares all about the moving parts that made this exhibit possible.
For me, it's an exciting process. It can be a stressful process, but every time I have, worked with a group of students on an immersive learning project, what they have created has always ended up being bigger and better and more powerful than what I may have envisioned it to be at the beginning. And that's certainly the case with the Journey to Freedom project.
Graduate student Madison Marshall tells us that the unique stories and lessons presented in the exhibit should invoke reaction and discussion among those that attend.
We wanted to, put some stories out that were very much unknown stories or hidden histories, if you will, but that we wanted people to walk away from this exhibit with questions, comments, and things that they wanted to discuss between each other. We've had both classes come, but also just individuals come with, family, friends, and whatnot, and start to open up those dialogues.
The exhibit covers the 17th century all the way to the 21st century, chronicling African Americans' journey to freedom both while enslaved and after being documented as freed. The exhibit will be held at the John and Janice Fisher Building at Ivy Tech from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. all the way until Wednesday, February 9th. And the event is free and open to the public. In Muncie, Demar Robinson, NewsLink, Indiana.
If you aren't able to go out and experience before tomorrow, the exhibit will next be at the YWCA on February 25th all the way through the 12th of March.
Spring break is just 2 weeks away, but it seriously does not feel like it. It is so cold out.
Oh, and it's just hopping up on us. I can't imagine shopping for bathing suits right now, so I don't really know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Evan, what do you have for us on the weather?
Unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to be going to the beach anytime here soon in Indiana. Right now, our current temperatures, it's 15 degrees here in Muncie and even in Indianapolis. It is a little bit warmer down in the southern part of Indiana, 19 degrees down there in Evansville, 17 degrees, excuse me. But up by the lakes, it is 6 degrees up there in Chicago and 12 in South Bend. What I have for you tonight for our headlines, we have some incoming flurries. The cold conditions are going to continue, and we have some negative wind chills incoming right now.
All right, thanks, Evan. And keeping up with that trend, Muncie has been hit with blistering cold temperatures, and students have some shaky feelings about it.
NewsLink Indiana's Braylon Judy has more.
Here in Muncie, it is currently 16 degrees and snow isn't hard to come by. What is hard to come by are people that are happy about it. Let's ask some Ball State students what they think about this frozen weather.
The cold season has swept back into Muncie over this week, and spring break is just around the corner. Here, we've been getting numbers as low as 5 degrees. So button up that coat, wear a hat, and try not to slip.
Walk straight out of my house, and in my house we have this kind of pathway that leads to the sidewalk, and I literally slipped and fell all through it like I was on Heelys, and it was just pretty fun. It was pretty funny. My butt hurt.
Roads and sidewalks being covered in ice make it easy to slip, so the walk to class in the morning can be treacherous. But for some, they see this as their icy track.
We would do races, and horrible idea looking back on it, but there were probably 4 or 5 times that we just completely slipped and ate it on the ice.
When walking to class in the morning, make sure you wear the right winter attire to avoid that winter frostbite.
If you have gloves or like a hat or a scarf, wear it, because the wind makes it extra colder than what you think it actually is.
The lowest temperature ever recorded here in Muncie was negative 29 degrees in January 1994. And thankfully, we are nowhere close to that. Although it is cold, people still can have warm-hearted memories about the frigid, bitter weather. In Muncie, Braylon Judy, NewsLink, Indiana.
With only a week until spring break, we can only hope for some warmer weather. But until then,
Worried about the steel and aluminum tariff on U.S. imports.
And hear the judges ruling on DOJ access to the Department of Education.
Hey, boss. Okay.
I said I'm fine.
Put me to bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. and we lost these.
You can talk to me.
It's been really, really hard for me.
Hey there, Hoosiers. Are you ready to give your child a head start on their future? Indiana 529 savings plans are a simple way to save for their education. Plus, there are some great tax benefits. The best part? It's not just for college. Indiana 529 can be used for tech schools, trade programs, apprenticeships, and more. Start with just $10 a month at myindiana529.com to help them reach their dreams.
I've always loved space and football. Growing up, some people told me I had to choose. But here's the deal. You can be great at more than one thing. And getting involved in STEM opens up your world to a universe of opportunities in life.
This is my time.
Get inspired and get involved today. There are STEM programs and science centers available in your community, so be sure to check out spaceforall.us to learn more and get started.
This is my time. There ain't no doubt in my mind.
Find your place in space.
This is my time.
Space for All.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Welcome back. Construction companies are quickly losing confidence in their ability to do their job amid President Trump's aggressive approach to tariffs. The National Association of Home Builders Market Index fell to its lowest level in 5 months. Trump's move to impose a 25% tariff on steel and aluminum imports into the U.S. could worsen America's housing shortage. Builders could see even higher costs if the president moves forward with his proposal for 25% tariffs towards Canada on March 1st.
A federal judge has declined to block Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency from accessing data at the Department of Education. The University of California's Student Association filed the lawsuit and asked for an emergency restraining order to protect their personal data. But the judge said in his ruling that the group had not shown they were being irreparably harmed.
We're tracking more cold conditions. Check out my full forecast after the break.
People want to define Gen Z, but that's our job.
I wait tables, but last week I built a field hospital. I put out a forest fire. I stopped 1,000 attackers.
And a natural disaster.
I've saved lives. And led a team on patrol.
I serve.
Well, I go to school full-time. While I work full-time.
The greater the challenge, the stronger we become.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are sick of the divisions in our country? But there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected. All over America, strangers with different political views are coming together to talk about their lives, not politics, and discovering they actually have a lot in common. Because even if we don't see eye to eye, we can still talk, heart to heart. So let's talk, for a change. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Welcome back. The bitter cold isn't done with us just yet. We're expecting more freezing temperatures this week.
NewsLink weather forecaster Evan Reed has more on what to expect on your walk to campus.
Right now, for our current temperatures, 15 degrees here in Muncie as well as Indianapolis. Again, it is a little bit cooler down in southern Indiana, 17 degrees down there in Evansville, 16 in Terre Haute right now. However, up by the lakes, it is quite a bit cooler up there, 6 degrees in Chicago right now, and even 12 degrees up in South Bend. And again, since it was a cooler day, look at today's almanac. It was 16 degrees today for our high, which is exactly half of our average high for this time of year, 32 degrees. Yet we are nowhere near our record high of 67 degrees, set back just a few years ago in 2017. Tonight, we will continue with those cold conditions. 10 degrees for our low here tonight, with winds blowing at about 5 miles per hour from the north, and we can expect even a 20% chance of flurries tonight. So make sure if you're going outside, make sure to bring a scarf or a coat and bundle up as you are walking outside tonight. Tomorrow, though, those cold temperatures still going to continue, 13 degrees as you start your walk to school or to work in the morning. However, then 18 degrees at noon, and then just 1 degree higher for our high tomorrow of 19 degrees. Those cloudy conditions will persist throughout the day, with the wind blowing at about 5 to 10 miles per hour throughout the day. However, I was talking about those below zero wind chills that we can expect here in the upcoming days. Wednesday in the afternoon, it's actually going to be 9 degrees with the wind chill, so about half of our expected high, even 8 degrees, 1 degree cooler over there in the Winchester area. And those are going to persist even into Thursday morning, minus 6 degrees below zero here in Muncie, Indiana, and 6 degrees in Winchester. So definitely make sure to bundle up and put on some sort of face covering as you decide to go out, as you go to work or school. And the high on Friday and Thursday, it's only going to be around 5 degrees with that wind chill. So again, very, very cold with that wind chill, so not a lot of warm weather incoming. And with our precision cast, we can even see some flurries brewing down in south central Indiana. And this will even move into our viewing area here around Thursday morning, just a little bit with that. And then those cloudy conditions will move in and out throughout the week, even up until Friday. And then even Saturday, we can see this snow kind of moving back in Saturday evening into our viewing area again. For our 7-day forecast, though, 21 degrees on Thursday. Again, but take these with a slight grain of salt with these wind chills that are coming into our area. Partly cloudy conditions on Thursday. Friday, 24 degrees. Again, wind chills can make that quite a bit lower. And then Saturday and Sunday for our weekend, warming up quite a little bit to 31 with that sun coming back out. Then Monday, even moving up to the mid-40s with that cloud cover even still coming back into our viewing area, unfortunately. So I know we said spring break's coming up. I'm super excited, but these temperatures, they just don't get me excited for spring break like I thought they would. I thought it was going to be a lot warmer coming up here this week, unfortunately. What do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely. I love myself some retail therapy. I love looking at spring break clothes, but I can't get in the mood for it.
Yeah, it definitely is feeling like I've got to keep these winter coats out for a little bit longer.
Absolutely. Thank you, Evan. And there's lots more to get to on NewsLink Indiana. Stephen Grada has a preview of sports.
Thanks, Sophie and Mira. A Ball State club team sets their sights on their first matchup, and 2 high school teams continue to dominate their competition. All this and more next in sports.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Students who can read by the end of 3rd grade are 35% more likely to graduate. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education, here to tell you how reading 30 minutes per day can improve the trajectory of a child's life. Whether you're reading with your child or they are reading independently, this is one of the most important things you can do to help them succeed. So this school year, please encourage your child to continue reading. It's a small habit that makes a big difference.
Food isn't just fuel to live, it's fuel to grow. My family relied on public assistance to help provide meals for us. These meals fueled my involvement in theater and the arts as a child, which fostered my love for acting. The Feeding America network of food banks helps millions of people put food on the table. When people are fed, futures are nourished. Join the movement to end hunger, and together we can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Visit feedingamerica.org/actnow.
At night, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed. But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal Weather, bringing you up to speed on the day's top stories.
And giving you up-to-the-minute conditions from the Ball State Weather Center.
And of course, lots of fun.
I gave mine personality. Look, it's got eyebrows. Ooh.
My lucky glove didn't even work.
But I also am excited for those fall temperatures. Start your Friday mornings with Cardinal Weather, live on the Cardinal Weather Facebook page.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Stephen Grotto with sports. The Ball State Club lacrosse season is upon us. NewsLink Indiana's Camden Jackson visited one of their practices for a preview ahead of their first game.
The Ball State Lacrosse Club is hard at work preparing for their first match of the season in Indianapolis against Butler. I stopped by one of their practices to talk with club president Dominic Catanzarite to see how they are preparing for their first match of the season.
In preparation for our first game, which will be after spring break, me and the other coach/president, Ronan, and I are going to be trying to push the guys pretty hard because we're looking like we're in decent shape right about now.
The Ball State Lacrosse Club also meets and competes in the fall. Catanzarite also talked about things they have improved on or things they can improve on for this spring season.
Things I know we've definitely improved on from the fall to now, just simple things, the fundamentals like just ball handling, our shooting, our dodging on defenders. I think just all around, I think everyone has improved.
Every team has a goal they want to achieve for the season, whether it be winning games or just having fun and trying their best. Catanzarite says that the goal for the lacrosse club this semester is actually both of those things, but most importantly, they just want to have fun.
It sucks to lose, and yes, we want to win games. That's another goal. We would love to win a game this spring. But as long as we're having fun, which seems to be not hard to do with this group of guys, I think that is the biggest goal we can hit.
The Ball State Lacrosse Club has their first game on March 22nd against Butler. In Muncie, Camden Jackson, NewsLink, Indiana.
Passing it over to the court, the Wapahani boys basketball team is having another great season. NewsLink Indiana's Josh Gabbard has more.
How do you follow up a season where you're the state championship runner-up? That's the question Wapahani boys basketball had to ask themselves starting this season. How are they doing? Well, they just won their 19th game, bringing their record to 19-1. Those 19 wins come largely from the help of 4 seniors.
But they also are very comfortable with us. And I don't mean comfortable like taking advantage of us. I mean comfortable like they know what to expect. They know that we're not going to accept anything that's not disciplined and not doing things right. We expect to win. And I think that makes it a lot of fun. My type of fun is kicking butt and doing it the right way with a good attitude.
Looking at the record, Coach Luce has had a lot of fun this season. After an 85-42 win against county rival Cowan, the Raiders point their focus towards celebrating their seniors. After over 10 years of playing together, the 4 seniors on the team have become quite comfortable with each other.
We know what we can do and how we're going to play, even though with all the emotion and all the what's going on, even senior night, homecoming, we know that we're relaxed and comfortable to where we can play at our standards.
That comfortability does not stop with this group of seniors. The underclassmen of the team are starting to fill those leadership roles that will soon be vacated by this senior class.
You know, it doesn't matter if you're the best player on the team or you don't get to play at all. You know, everybody gets held accountable on this team, and if the best player doesn't do it, then why would the players that don't play as much do it? You know, you got to lead by example and you got to push everybody else around you.
Wapahani will celebrate those 4 seniors at home this Friday against Daleville. In Selma, Josh Gabbard, NewsLink, Indiana.
Pinning it onto the mat, Delta High School Wrestling is state-bound this upcoming weekend. NewsLink Indiana's Jace Miller has more on their impressive season.
The IHSAA Wrestling postseason is coming to an end this weekend in downtown Indianapolis. Delta High School has 5 Eagles soaring south with hopes to bring home a state title. With an impressive score of 115.5 semi-state team win, Delta head coach Cody LeCount knows exactly what is ahead of his team.
It's a lot of fun. The atmosphere is energetic, and it's one of those that you're there now, and we tell our kids just go compete and have fun and kind of let the results do what it is. So.
Behind these glass windows is a team full of success and utter dominance, and that's what Coach LeCount expects.
And we set ourselves up pretty good. I think, like you said, that dominance, it just comes from our preparation. We're prepared to go wrestle, and we have this saying, we kind of respect all, fear none, and I mean, we just go out and prove it. So.
To be able to prove it to their opponents, they have to be able to prove it to themselves. With dominance comes confidence. Senior Cabe Stebbins demonstrates on and off the mat what that Eagle pride is.
It shows me that I'm definitely up there to compete with the top wrestlers in the state. And then if I just wrestle my match like I did in the semi-state championships, then everything should go fine. I just hope that this weekend we can go out there as a team and place in the top 5, top 10 like we did last year, and hopefully we can do good as a team and everybody plays.
Round 1 of the IHSAA state finals begins this Friday at 3 p.m. with championship matches set for 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. In Muncie, Jace Miller, NewsLink, Indiana.
It's a really exciting time to be a sports fan. We just came off the Super Bowl. We have the Four Nations Face-Off hockey tournament coming to a close. Sooner or later in April, we have the Masters, which I'm personally really excited for.
Yeah, absolutely. Personally, I've never been the biggest fan of golf, but the other day I hopped on Wii Sports Resort and I played a little bit of golf myself, and I sucked, I can't lie.
It's always a good time going back to the Wii Sports, because I used to be really good at such a young age, and now I'm not. But I do always love to see the golf talent out there. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, what's your favorite game on Wii Sports?
I was a big boxing fan.
Ooh,
that always got me sweating, got me into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Steven. And coming up, we've got your anchor pick.
And one last look at weather. Stay with us.
Yarr! All I wanted was my treasure, and I wound up with a lawsuit from my neighbors. And a belly full of regret.
Thanks, Salty Pete. What a powerful dig story. Okay, great class, everybody. Before we go, let's stand and say the safe digging pledge. Shovels don't know right from wrong, but I do. And I'll always contact Indiana 811 at least 2 working days before digging. It's the only way to dig.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here.
Wait.
What?
I can't drive.
Why?
My.
Oh.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, Coca-Cola is jumping into the prebiotic soda category with a new beverage that's being touted as good for your health. Simply Pop is expected to roll out later this month. The drink will come in 5 different flavors and will contain vitamins to support gut health. They will be sold by the case on Amazon, and the 12-ounce cans will be available at grocery stores. Simply Pop will become a rival to the popular Poppy and Olipop brands. According to Coke, functional beverages are projected to generate $2 billion in sales by 2029.
Personally, that is something that I cannot wait to try, but honestly, with the cold temperatures, having a cold drink just doesn't sound that good to me.
No, it's definitely hard for me to get into that. I'm a huge Dr. Pepper and Coke fan, so it's a lot of fun to see the different different flavors coming out.
Absolutely. Evan, what do you have for us on that final weather?
We might want to stick with hot chocolate for a little bit, with some flurries Wednesday evening and afternoon. Thursday, those wind chills, remember, these highs are not as they are projected. 21 is the projected high on Thursday, with Friday 24 being the projected high. Saturday and Sunday for your weekend, it will warm up just a little bit, 31 and 37 degrees respectively. Well, next work week, we're looking at some mid-40s for your temperatures in the highs, with those cloudy conditions coming back in.
All right, thank you so much, Evan. And that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page and YouTube channel.
And for news anytime, anywhere, just go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night and stay safe.